All right, howdy, y'all. It is another Whiskey Wednesday, and you got the Bourbon Cowboy here with the Whiskey Wednesday posse. You got Gopher in the house and Double B. How you feeling, Brian?
Fantastic.
All right. So we got on tap for tonight here. Gopher, it's one of your bottles you brought back from Kentucky.
So I got this Pinhook, and I like the name of the horse. The horse's name is Bourbondini, which is a pretty cool name.
Oh, okay.
And what I didn't really look up much on it today because I was busy with other stuff. But it's from what I understand, it's made by Castle and Key. It was one place we went to, Jefferson. What's it called? Our
Kentucky Artisan Distillery. Yeah.
We went there and they were bottling a different bottle of this. I think they have 5 or 6 different flavors or proofs or what have you. I'm not positive on the whole thing. And we also went to Bardstown.
Yeah.
And they actually bottled it for them also. So
yeah, it was interesting.
I don't know much about Castle and Key. Maybe they don't bottle their own stuff. I'm not sure. But
I think they do. There's the Pinhook, and as Gopher was mentioning, there's a few different varieties. So this is the High Proof, they're calling it. It's from 2022. Notwithstanding that you just picked it up a month ago. The proof on this is 116. Actually, okay, so the label here on this says aged more than 3 years.
okay.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so there is an age statement on it. It is 3 years at least old. Bottled, well, no, distilled at Castle and Key in Frankfurt and hand bottled at Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Okay,
So there you go.
I'm not really smart, but I'm smart enough to know that.
Yeah, you're about right.
And we did see some of it there at Bardstown Bourbon Company where we were. Although you also saw some of the, I guess, the 2024 getting bottled at Kentucky.
Well, that was a instead of being this purple label. So if you notice, if you can see my bar, I painted the bar the same color as this for this week. So I guess next week I'm going to change the color of the bar again. I think it was an orange color or a yellow color when I was at Jefferson, and it was a different proof.
Okay. Well, if we had to get one, I'm happy with the high proof.
Yeah, well, sometimes the lower proof does taste better. So that's the thing. Sometimes you can get something as long as it's over 90 proof.
The mash bill is different based on the year.
Oh, it is.
I saw some different mash bills. I think the corn is probably around 75%. Now, one of them, they had a higher malted barley versus rye, but it's definitely rye and malted barley in there, which I'm not sure this particular year what the percentages are. So yeah, Castle Key, it's in Frankfurt, but apparently it's a distillery that's eluded us to this point. We haven't gone there, so we'll have to check that out at some point.
And you know how the horse feeds into the whole
I
situation?
don't know anything about the horse.
Well, I'm going to say the horse is it's Kentucky, and don't forget about Churchill Downs.
Yeah,
it's not far
I
away.
mean, it's kind of.
I think they bought a horse or something like that.
And they named it Bourbondini.
That's right. I did see on the website that they own a horse.
Yes.
Yeah. So they.
And I think it only ran once so far. They came to second place.
Okay, that's not bad
so far.
Yeah.
So Bourbondini, we like Bourbondini, everybody. And by the way, if you didn't know this, I'm not big on horses, but if I'm correct on here, it says Bourbondini is 16 hands.
Okay.
I guess that's the way you measure a horse in hands.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if my hands are fatter than yours, he might only be 15 hands. 15 hands.
Yeah, it's whose hands are we talking about?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we all pour ourselves some of this, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your initial impressions on it?
I like it. I like it. I like the thickness of it, which I know a lot of people don't like. Probably wouldn't like the thickness of this. And I liked you get a little bit of the rye in the back end.
Okay.
You get that a little spicy in the back end.
Yes.
What else did I get here? It does have a little funk in it again, but not like crazy funk. Not like some stuff we had. And I think you get like an orange, almost like orange bitters or something in the very beginning.
Okay.
Not saying exactly orange bitters, but
that's
so
bitter type of taste.
yeah,
something. Orange. Yeah.
But the heat at the end, that's what I like. It's not super hot. It's I think that would be a great bourbon for somebody, a beginner person. Maybe if you get the lower proof one.
I was gonna say, at that proof, not really,
I know.
not a beginner's
Yeah.
bourbon.
But it's not killing you.
That's true.
It's not killing you. So it's a high proof, but it's not killing you. You get that little, it stays on your tongue. There's something that does stay on your tongue.
It's definitely bringing some heat. It's got some nice legs. What do you
It's
think,
sweet.
Larry? Yeah.
Immediately I get a sweet flavor. Caramel, burnt sugar, or something like
Maybe that's what I was getting.
sweetness immediately, and then it goes into the caramel and a little bit of the smoke flavor of the bourbon. And I'll be honest with you, for the proof, I was like, man, it's gonna sting.
Yeah.
It's really pretty
You're
smooth.
gearing up.
Yes.
I would think it would probably, I would say high 90s proof if you didn't look at it.
I think it drinks a little higher than that.
You don't think like a 99, maybe a 101, something like that? Nothing crazy.
I don't know. It definitely brings some heat at the end. I think that it does it drink under 116? Yes.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know about 90s. But it's if you didn't know by the end, you sort of have an idea when it's sort of getting right tickling your throat that it's not a low proof bourbon.
Yeah, but it's not killer. It's not like some of these bourbons that we drink and it's like, oh my God,
Sure.
And the problem with this one compared to some that we drink, I don't know if I like the very beginning flavor compared to the end flavor. Maybe it's me. I do like it though, and I would buy it again.
Okay.
I know it's not everybody's bourbon, so
What's the price point on this?
he was a little high.
50 something.
I'm gonna say 50 something I paid for it. I think it was about 10 under what it was selling at the bottling distillery, and I think they were at 60. So I'm gonna say around 50.
Yeah,
It's
and
understandable. It's a proof and
the only issue I have at that price point is the age. So 3 years. I would think that the price point could be a little bit lower.
And that's another way to look at it. The same when you're talking. Another way to look at it is for a 3-year-old bourbon. A lot of times you don't like a 3-year-old bourbon.
True.
This is not bad for a 3-year-old bourbon. So this has the wax on it, just like Maker's Mark. But Maker's Mark owns the patent of the drip. So they have a special machine that comes down and cuts it perfectly round, so that drip's not on there. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought you guys would think that's pretty cool too. So, and they actually waxed it the exact same way, other than a special machine to cut it.
Right. No drip. So yeah, really interesting bottle. Looks good. Love the horse. Like the wax. The purple tops remind me of Willet a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of does look like Willet. Yeah.
Those are like the high end Willets, the purple tops, but looks good. It's got a little traditional note on the front, I would say. You were talking a bit of the sugary.
yeah, me like this sugar.
Looks like
And then
a
it-
praline,
And then
type
it
of-
changed more to a bourbon.
Yeah.
But at first it was like, wow, it tastes this sweet.
Yeah, like a
Very sweet.
little sweet, and then it sort of mellows into more of a vanilla, more of a toffee type of note. Still sweet, but and then finishes definitely on the high rye side. A little pepper there, a little bit of youth, I think, on the end too. Normally you get that youth up front, but in this case,
When I exhale through my mouth, I taste the caramel.
yeah, I'm getting a little bit about that.
You're right, because usually we get the youth taste right in the beginning. That
Yeah.
tastes like bad alcohol, basically. You're not getting that. You're getting,
No.
and you can tell it's a little young, but it's not. They did a good job for what they did for the year. I mean,
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with any of it really. I mean, other than I would say because it's as young as it is, I would dial back the price just a little bit. But beyond that, it's a pretty good drinker. It definitely, it definitely makes you stand up and pay attention.
Yeah.
It's not going to sneak up on you.
what do you have in there for? Is the question.
Yeah, I have another form. In fact, I'm going to have them.
You never know with a cowboy.
No,
When he says he doesn't want another pour.
you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, it does hit though. It hits at the end there.
Yeah, but it's not crazy. It's just a,
not crazy, but it definitely hits at the end.
I think up to my mouth. I get that caramel. I like it. I like the aftertaste. Good finish.
All right, well, might as well give it a rating, right?
Hmm.
Who wants to start?
okay. I guess I don't have to start here. Okay. Age-wise, young, but pretty decent. So on the age-wise side, I'm gonna go a little higher on a number. Taste, I like it, so I'm going to go a little higher on that. Price-wise, I think it's a little high for the youth. So I am going to throw this in. I'm going to put a point in here for a change because I want to screw you guys up. I'm going to go 5.2.
I think that there's definitely some things I like about this. The nose isn't necessarily one of them.
No.
The nose doesn't give me a whole lot. I will say that the color's a little light. You know, at 3 years, I guess. What do you expect? The price point I've already told you I'm not happy about at this age. So I would say the good stuff is after you get past all that. Get a little sip of it. It's sweet up front. I get like that sort of praline, like sweetness. It dials back a little bit into more of a caramel vanilla experience. And then on the way out, it definitely has a nice rye note. A little bit of a hug, nothing crazy. I do think it drinks under its stated proof, 116. Biggest drawback for me is the age, and it's not just the fact that it's 3 years old, but I think on the back end is really when you can taste that it's 3 years old. And as anything that's under 4 years, I think if it spent a little bit more time in the bottle, you'd get a better product. But this is what we have. It's the 2022 version. It's 116 proof, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna go a little higher than you.
Really? I'm surprised.
But not much. I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
I gotta say, with color, it's decent. Of course, more years get a little bit darker. I gotta say, the proof, I was actually surprised. Wow, 116. Wow, that's something else. So I was prepared for a heavy little sting afterwards, but I was surprised when I took a sip of this, and I got the sweetness. And when I swallowed, I was sitting there going, "Ooh, like this guy."
Oh, that was a bad day.
I was like, "Wow, that went down pretty well." So for a warm, no ice or anything, for a warm, neat glass, I was pretty impressed. For a proof that high, how sweet it was, how smooth it went down. So price point, again, kind of up there, kind of young with the 3 years. So I'm going to go a bit higher than you guys, and I'm going to come up here with a 6.3.
Yeah, thanks for joining us again. We first time for the Pinhook for us on the show, and we liked it. So yeah, we'll check out the newer releases when we come and see them, and hopefully this only improves with age. I would think that it would. So cheers.